Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow guest attendees and my fellow Toastmasters, a very warm good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Thank you. So, my name is Aditya Aryan, and today I have the honor of being the Sergeant at Arms for the 35th meeting of Whitefield Toastmasters. Now, let's say, why are we here today? Why have we gathered here today? Any idea? Anyone from the audience? Of course, that is one of the points. Of course, you are right. Correct answer. So we all share one common goal. That's why we have gathered here. Because of our diligence, we have been practicing, and finally, we are here at the 35th Whitefield Toastmasters meeting. Let's give a big round of applause for all of us, for the club, for making it to 35th meeting. Now, before moving to the agenda, there is power of Toastmasters. Let me repeat that to you. We provide a supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Apart from this motto, there are 3 housekeeping rules that we need to follow. First one is, all of you take out your mobile phones, please. Now you have to put your mobile phone on the silent mode or airplane mode as per your wish. I'll count till 5. In that due time, you can put your phones in the silent mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thank you. Second ground rule is, while somebody is speaking on the stage, just make sure that you don't interrupt them by moving around the hall. In case you have to take an urgent call or you have to use the washroom, kindly wait until the speech is finished, and when the people are clapping or they are getting themselves evaluated, that is probably the correct time to move out of the hall. And then third is, please refrain from using the controversial topics such as religion, politics, or sex. We know that you want to voice your opinions, but maybe this is not the right place. Also, the YouTube recording, all of the sessions that happens in the Whitefield Toastmasters is recorded, and that is uploaded on the official channel of Whitefield Toastmasters Club. If you don't want yourself to be recorded or cut from the sequence, just request our Toastmaster Kevin, who is responsible for uploading the YouTube videos. You can get yourself cut out from the video. Now, let me introduce our Toastmaster, our presiding officer for today. So, she happens to be a Toastmaster member since 2016. She has been a club secretary. She has been the vice president for PR for 2 terms. She has been VP in education, president of LA 1924. She's a 3 times Triple Crown winner, club sponsor, former president's distinguished Division 8 director, and her profession is that she is an entrepreneur in health tech. Also she loves coffee, traveling, especially the long drives, and her hobbies are photography and gardening. So let's welcome Nibi, our Toastmaster Nibi, with a huge round of applause. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Where's the energy, guys?
Good morning.
Everyone had breakfast? Coffee, tea, whatever floats your boat? Okay, so let's start the meeting and maintain the enthusiasm for the next 2 hours. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay, great. Onam, what does that represent? What is it representative of for you? A show of hands. Anyone?
Everyone in Kerala unites. There's no religion from everyone. It's like a common festival for everyone.
It's a common festival for everyone. Anybody else? Nice food. Okay. Anything else? Boat racing. Yes, the Nehru Cup, which is very famous. If you haven't heard of it, make sure you go research Nehru Cup. It's contagious, the energy is contagious, it's very competitive as well. Anything else? All right. Onam for me, it means community. I'm someone I'm a Keralite, but I was born and raised in the city of Mumbai. And it's the time of Onam when everybody comes together. It doesn't matter whether you're from Kerala, whether you're from Gujarat, Punjab, doesn't matter. Everybody loves decking up. Everybody loves being a part of a community. When I was in my college hostel, all of you know that there are different groups in colleges, right? You have the South Indian group, you have the North Indian group, and then you have the non-resident Indian groups, right? However, and a lot of groups where people had animosity between each other, they wouldn't talk to each other. At the time of Onam, it's an annual process of sorts. Every year when Onam comes, everything, the person that we hate, the person that we want to murder, everything is forgotten. Reason being, we ourselves as students are supposed to prepare Onam Sadhya for 100 students. So whatever else is going on in our lives, everything is forgotten for those 2 days. And everybody gets cooking, everybody is figuring out what the menu is going to be, who is going to go do the grocery shopping, who is in charge of decorations. And then there's about 50 of us in the mess kitchen, preparing a meal for all of us to share. This sense of community is what every festival reminds me of. Even here in Bangalore, a lot of the corporate offices, be it schools, colleges, everybody, regardless of whether you're a Malayali or not, decks up, comes and celebrates and is looking forward to that Onam Sadhya, making the Pukulam and having the Tiruvadira Kali, participating and being a part of it. And for me, that exactly, I don't have to wait for every festival to come along to have that sense of community. Because you know why? I get that over here every Sunday morning at 11 at Toastmasters, at Whitefield Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters not just helps me with public speaking and developing my leadership skills, but it also gives me a community of people who is rooting for you to succeed. Even if you stand here and fail, even if you stand here and forget your lines, your speech, whatever it is, this is a group of people who are eternally optimistic. And you will get an applause no matter what. All you have to do is take up a role, take up a speech, or deliver a table topic. So for me, I am a social person in the sense I need that community around me. And so is the case for many others and most of us. When you're down in the gutters, who is it that you reach out to? Your friends, your mentors, people around you, people who you can relate to. And no matter where we come from and what our backgrounds are, Toastmasters is a place where it provides you the platform to come and practice and improve your skill sets. But also provides you that community where everybody knows exactly how it feels to be coming and delivering your icebreaker. Everybody knows exactly how it feels when the table topic master is here and looking around the room to find a speaker. Right? So it's that sense of community that Toastmasters gives me. And for that, I will show up week after week. Even if you don't show up for the meeting, you almost always get a call from one of the members of the ExCom or somebody from the club saying, hey, I didn't see you at the meeting. What happened? Is everything all right? I mean, even my parents don't do that. If I go 3 days without calling them, they'll just assume I'm busy. They don't bother calling me. So Toastmasters, my dear friends, is not just a place to come for practicing and developing your public speaking skills or your leadership skills, but it also gives you a community of people who are really rooting for you to succeed. So with that, I welcome our guests to the meeting and I open our meeting number 35. To take our meeting forward, we have a Toastmaster who is an aerospace engineer and works with Honeywell currently. This person loves reading. Running a full marathon is his next personal target, and he recently just took up horse riding. He hails from a town called Kannur from Kerala. Join me in welcoming our Toastmaster of the day for today, Toastmaster Sukesh. Oh, sorry.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Nibi, giving warm introduction about me and put the theme. Today, our theme is Onam. So, just before starting, I want to see your energy. So, just do one thing. Whatever I say, you repeat. Are you ready? Yes. Yes, I told, are you ready? You told yes. You have to repeat, right? Okay. Oh, tititara tititei titei tagadei dei do. Very difficult? No? Okay, one more time?
Yes.
Oh, tititara tititei titei tagadei dei do. Yes. This is a piece of Vanji part. Somebody already mentioned snake boat race. We will come to that. Before that, as you know, our country is a diverse country. We speak thousands of languages. I think you cannot see anywhere in the world. And our geography is something unique, One side big hills or mountains, other side seashore, and in between we have all type of territory. Like this, we have festivals. Either Durga Puja or Ganesh also. Ratha Yatra, Christmas, Eid. Like we have variety of festivals, we celebrate all together. Today I am going to talk about a celebration or the festival that is celebrated in a small part of India or southern part of India or bottom part of India called Kerala. It's a small piece of land, just 70 kilometer width and 600 kilometer of length. Something like just attached to India. There, long ago, a king ruled there. His name is called Mahabali, or we call it as Maveli. Maveli Nadu Vanidum Kalam Manusharellarum Onnu Pole Amadatode Vasikum Kalam Abathengarkumottilladanum. These are 4 lines. In Malayalam, it will talk about how he ruled the country. Everybody was happy, everybody treated equally, and everyone enjoyed their life. Just think about in our house. If you want to watch a particular series or particular program, children will tell something, parents will tell something, we will tell something. Even we will not be able to come a united decision. But Maveli made the entire country happy, and his rules made people prosperous in their life. What will happen? Somebody do very happily live or happily rule. Definitely opposition will come, right? So like that, his name reached till heaven, or where gods of God live there. They were not happy with that. So what they did, they sent Vishnu to see how Maveli is ruling and how to stop it. So Vishnu came as a small boy and asked Maveli, can you give me 3 feet of land? It is not in Bangalore. Nobody will give 3 feet of land. It's too costly. So what Maveli did, you measure it, you take it. So what happened? Vamanan, the small Vishnu, measured the entire world in 2 feet, and you don't have where we'll put the 3rd feet. Mahabali told that you put on my head. That means he will push you into hell. So Vishnu was so happy about his kindness. So Vishnu asked, "What do you want to do? What is your last wish?" Maveli told that, "I want to visit my people every year." That is nothing but our Onam celebration. In Onam celebration, all Malayalis or Keralites believe that Maveli will visit them once in a year. For that, all Malayalis are celebrating Onam. And Onam having many, as every festival you take, it is having 3-4 parts you can consider. One is wearing good dress, good attire. Second is food. You take any festival, there is a unique food. We'll be cooking and sharing it. And arts and games. Today we have, like Onam, we have 3 sessions today. One is prepared speech, second is table topic, and third is evaluating the speech what we delivered. For that, I welcome today our GE Distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir. So we don't want to give any, not record any introduction to Mazahir. DTM Mazahir, he is a face of this club. He is associated with Toastmaster for 6 years, and he is a passionate trekker and F1 enthusiast, and he is our president of our club. Welcome, Mazahir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. What a better day to wear a Ferrari jacket. He just called me a Formula One enthusiast. Good morning, everybody. I'm the general evaluator for today's meeting, and my role is very simple, is to evaluate this meeting from the very beginning till the very end. To others, might sound like a boring job, but to this meeting, I'm being really attentive. I'm looking at each one of you in the crowd, as well as all the role players who are coming over here. They say feedback is the breakfast for champion. Some of you did not have it, so we'll provide you some. To help me with this, I have a TAG plus L team. TAG, T-A-G, timer, R counter, grammarian. L stands for a listener. I'll be requesting them to come over here at the stage and provide their roles and responsibility. So if you're attending a Toastmaster meeting for the very first time, you understand the importance of each role really well. And if you've been here before, whether you are a guest who's coming to our meeting the next time or second or third time, or if you're a member, you will realize the value of listening to the least. Because I believe listening skills are most underrated of all. Now let me introduce the timer for today's meeting, the time checker. Somebody who is working as a software engineer at Bangalore. He's been here for more than a year. I like traveling, and some of his hobbies are playing chess and badminton. To me, this is something that I've been meaning to do, at least playing badminton for the last 1.5 years. And I think Cult also started doing the ads for it. They say we'll give you a company if you don't have one. So let me have my company today. Let me request with a huge round of applause, Timer. Jayesh.
Thanks, Mazahir. So hi everyone, good morning. So today we all have gathered here in the auspicious theme, with the auspicious theme of Onam. So I want to ask all of you guys that for how many days Onam is celebrated? No, 10 days, right? So it's a total of 10 days. Sorry? It's 1 month. So okay, so maybe it's different for different things, but yeah. Complete. So what are the exact dates for the Onam celebration this year? The calendar.
Each calendar there is one calendar in Malayalam also. So that whole month, first day till the last.
First till the. So does it happen every year for the same dates? Right? No.
In Malayalam calendar, same
Right, in the English calendar, it might come during the month of August or September. The dates are, so how are these dates decided? What's the decider for these dates? No, I mean, the dates are, say, suppose only for the English calendar we are talking about. So how are these 10 days decided? They don't overlap each year, right? Each year it doesn't come on the 20th of August as it's coming. So there comes the importance of the season. So Onam is celebrated as marking the end of the monsoon season and the start of the harvest season. So that's what what I wanted to explain you is the importance of time and the importance of season. So basically, this is the importance of season. If the crops don't grow well during the season, the monsoon gets late, the harvest gets late, and all the crops are destroyed. So today my role here is I am playing the role of timer, and I'll be evaluating each of the speakers as well as the evaluators. I'll be recording their times, and at the end of the session, end of the meeting, I'll be presenting my timer report. So basically, here we have I have these cue cards to help me with my role. So I'll explain to you the role of these cards. So basically, we have 3 parts in this session, which I'll be evaluating. So first is the prepared speeches. So in the prepared speeches also, for the icebreaker speeches, we have the timing of 4 to 6 minutes. And so basically so I have 3 cue cards here, which are green, yellow, and red card. So basically at the end of 4 minutes, I'll be showing this green card, telling you that the minimum time for the speech is completed. At the end of 5 minutes, I'll be showing this yellow card, and finally at the end of 6 minutes, I'll be showing this red card, indicating that the maximum time for the speech is exceeded, and speakers will get additional of 30 seconds to complete their speeches. And similarly for the other speeches, say for the normal prepared speeches, other than the icebreakers, we have a timing of 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes I'll show the red card, 5 minutes I'll show the green card, 6 minutes the yellow card, and finally the red card at the end of 7 minutes. And they also get an additional time of 30 seconds. For the table topic speakers, we have a timing of 1 to 2 minutes. At the end of 1 minute, I'll show the green card, then 1.5 minutes yellow card, and finally at the end of 2 minutes I'll show the red card and 30 seconds additional. And I'll also be finally evaluating the time for the speech evaluators, who will get a time of 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes I'll be showing the green card, at 2.5 minutes it will be a yellow card, and finally at 3 minutes it will be a red card, and they'll also get additional 30 seconds. So that's my role for today, and best of luck to all of you, and I'll be handing over to our general evaluator, Mazahir.
Some of these best of lucks are not as welcoming as what Jay said. Best of luck to all of you. It sounds threatening to me. However, I think as a timer, he had explained his role really well. That each person who comes on the stage has a time allocated to them. Right? We will now move on to the counter. How many of you have seen post-match summaries? Cricket match, post-match summaries? Raise of hand. Okay, how many of you have seen cricket? That's it, okay? So what really happens after a match gets over, there are these commentators who will come on the ground, and they will first go to, I believe, the captain who has lost that particular match, and they'll ask them, how do you feel? And the captain might just start saying, boys played well and all of that. However, we couldn't make it. Then they would proceed with the winning captain. And what you may notice, there are a lot of these ahs, ums, and that happened, that person bowled well, but yeah, we had a batsman who hit a 6 at the end, all of that. What you may notice, a lot of ahs and ums count that happen. At Toastmaster, we help you improve those. To help me with this role, I have an ah counter who's currently working with Amazon as a data analyst. He likes to keep things organized, and it'll be, whether it is his room or his mind space. He's excited about the next opportunity coming along, as well as he loves to see challenges. Let me welcome on the stage Toastmaster Brahmdev Tiwari as our counter to today's meeting. Welcome, Brahm.
Thank you, Mazahir. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, my fellow Toastmaster and lovely guests. All of us remember when we were in school, we were given questions and homeworks. Next day, we were supposed to come and answer them. The student who used to answer it in one go was considered well prepared. And the student who started using words like was considered, the teacher did know that he was not well prepared. So, in our day-to-day life, we should practice of using this filler words, crutches to the minimal. Talking about my role, as an R counter, my purpose is to note down and sounds that are used as crutches and pause fillers by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words and filler words. I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Over to you.
We will now move on to another aspect of speaking, grammar. Grammar is such an important aspect of speaking that if you happen to speak a language and if you're not speaking a proper grammar, the other person who is at the listening end may not like that conversation. Now I would like to welcome somebody who's currently working as a software product manager, and she's an inspiring leader. Her hobby is singing, and she's a Carnatic music in Malayalam. She loves singing Malayalam movie songs with her daughter whenever she gets free time. She's from Kerala and she can speak 3 languages, Malayalam, English and Hindi. She currently stays in Shova Dreammaker, and I've heard a little bit piece of her singing, and I think the credit goes to this person. Let's welcome on the stage with a huge round of applause, grammarian Toastmaster Revati. Over to you.
Good morning, everyone. My role as a grammarian is to introduce the word of the day and encourage its use in your speeches. Anyone remember today's word of the day? Thank you, Akshay. Word of the day is conviviality. Meaning is the quality of being friendly and making people feel happy and welcome. This word resonates well with today's theme and our club functioning. The conviviality of our club brings us here every Sunday morning. Agree?
Yes.
Apart from this, I will listen to word usage and note any awkward or misuse of English language, such as incomplete sentences, incorrect grammar, etc. I will take note of good and not good use of language. All the best to our speakers today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I thought when Kevin hinted it's about mic, I just saw it's working good. So this was me bad at the listening end, right? As I was speaking earlier, I said it's important that you do better when somebody's listening to you. Now Toastmaster also teaches you listening. And for that, we have a special role for today's meeting, and we call the person or a role player listener for today's meeting. Let me welcome on the stage, just a minute here. Now this person is working as a developer at My Captain. This is an edtech platform where he improves he says his mentees' education. With a passion for gaming, cooking, and the joy of petting his dog, wishing you a belated happy International Dog Day. And let's welcome our listener for today's meeting, Toastmaster Mani. Over to you.
Morning, everyone. So, when it comes to listening, I still remember my school days where my social teacher was teaching something, and she turned suddenly and stopped her lecture suddenly and asked us question what she was actually teaching about. I ended up raising hand along with everyone, like I am listening and I won't get caught. She pointed at me and asked me, "What you ask? What I was speaking about?" So from that day, I still remember how important listening, but I am still not following that. So today I was given that role. I will justify that to that make. So I'll be listening to all the insightful speeches that you guys make today. Let's see, all the best. I have a special treat in store to pay to those people who are paying extra attention here. Thank you. All the best, everyone.
Thank you so much. One last request that I have is that I have these meeting e-voting link QR. Please note every person who's coming over here, whether they are a role player, a speaker, or an evaluator, will be eligible based on time for the voting. This QR code, if needed, will be passed on and a link will be provided to you towards the end. When I will come and provide our report, we will also share that. This will happen on WhatsApp as well as a QR will be scanned to you. We would look forward for you to please provide your vote at that time. Let's have this meeting going forward, and let me recall the Toastmaster of the day. Today's meeting, Toastmaster Kesh, over to you.
Thank you, Mazahir, Toastmaster Mazahir. As you know, one of the main attraction of Onam festival is Sadhya. We call it is Onam Sadhya. It's a full meal with a number of dishes. You name any vegetables, there will be a dish with that vegetable in the Sadhya. So, but in Toastmaster today here, or Toastmaster meeting today here, we cannot have full meal, but we can have some dishes. Today 3 dishes or 3 speeches lined up. Today Nidhi is giving her first speech, and Nibi, Toastmaster Nibi is an evaluator for that speech. So already we got the introduction about Nibi. Nibi is a Toastmaster member since 16 and a former president of LA 1954, and she is an entrepreneur in healthcare. I welcome Nibi to give purpose of the prepared speech.
The objective of the first speaker today is to introduce herself or himself to the members of the club and also to learn about the basic structure of a speech. All the best to the speaker. Timer, please note, time allotted is 4 to 6 minutes. Thank you. Back to you.
Our first speaker today is Nidhi. She is from Uttarakhand and raised in Maharashtra, market researcher by profession, and she worked in various industries for last 5 years. She do gardening and cooking and painting in her free time. I welcome Toastmaster Nidhi for her first ice-breaking speech, right?
Yeah.
Today Nidhi's topic is transition tape. Toastmaster Nidhi, topic transition tape. Toastmaster Nidhi.
Strength doesn't come from what we can do. Strength comes from overcoming the things which once we thought we cannot. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Morning.
My name is Nidhi, and today I'm honored to stand in front of all of you to share a glimpse of my journey, a journey which made me a person who I am today. So let me take you all on a voyage through the chapters of my life. So we are a family of 5 people, which includes me, my father, my mother, a younger sister, and a younger brother. Being the first child, I was the most pampered kid, and everything I wished for was given to me even at the midnight. Though I was the eldermost, but the tantrums I used to throw were quite bigger than what my younger siblings used to give. In my school days, I was an average student, but my activity or the energy that I had found an outlet through the extracurricular activities. In school, I was a very convivial, mischievous, free-spirited and a carefree girl. And clearly, I was not bothered about anything, not even my career. In 2009, I embarked on new adventure and moved to Delhi to complete my schooling. There, I was living with my maternal grandparents. The unknown surroundings or the unfamiliar surroundings and the fact that I was away from my family brought in a sense of homesickness which I was not at all anticipating. At the end, after completing my 12th, the friction that I had with my maternal family and the pangs of homesickness brought me back to my roots in Maharashtra, where I completed my graduation. But little did I know that life had planned an unexpected twist for me. It was the last semester of my graduation when reality hit me hard. My dad took an early retirement, and I suddenly found myself in a role which I had never anticipated of, the role of being the breadwinner of the family. And hence, the first job that was offered to me after completing my graduation in biotechnology was from a BPO. And the salary was not enough to sustain even a single person, but I had a family of 5 people. So I decided to pursue MBA. But due to financial crisis, my motive is to find a college which was low on the fees and provided a decent placement. Then I came to know about Department of Management Sciences in Pune University. With just the last attempt in hand, I cracked the entrance exam. And the next 2 years, I've given it all. I've given it my blood, my sweat, and I ended up bagging the highest paying job on campus. My story, though, doesn't end here. The opportunities or the things that I've accomplished have resulted in something greater. I'm supporting my siblings' educations now. And today, I stand proud in front of you as I'm not just contributing to the well-being of my family, I'm also contributing to my brother's aspiration of studying abroad. So from my journey, I understood the value of resilience, the power of seizing opportunities, and the beauty of making each challenge a stepping stone to your next step. So here, I've also learned that it is not from where you start from. It is the journey that you have embarked upon and the decision you have taken along the way. So as I stand here today, let's raise a toast, not to just my journey, but all of our journeys in Toastmaster. And let's move forward one step at a time. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Didi. What a wonderful journey and challenging journey she come across. She's really motivating for all of us. Our second speaker of the day is Vamshi, and Kevin is the evaluator for that speech. We don't need to give any introduction to Kevin. He's permanent member of our all meetings. He is a current VP PR, project consultant with EY, and he is associated with the Toastmaster for last 3 years. I welcome Kevin to give the purpose of such a speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sukesh. So today I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Vamshi, who is doing level 2, project 3 of the pathway effective coaching. And timer, please note the speech is for 5 to 7 minutes. Sorry. Yeah, being a Malayali, I also wanted to speak a little bit about Onam. And so Onam, like what Nibi said, this is one festival where all Malayalis unite. And there's no religion that is taken into consideration here. So that's the best part about this festival. And we have an Onam happening in Shobha Dreammakers as well. I really wish you all become a part of it, because this time is going to be, we are taking it to the next level. So that being said, we are accommodating people from all communities, people from all parts of India. I'm sure if anyone has been part of the Onam celebration, you will know that every community is equally welcome and they all enjoy it together, especially ending with the Sadhya, which is like, you should have this once in a year. I mean, it's, you will feel like you have eaten something after you had a Sadhya. Right. With this, I would like to give it back to our Toastmaster today.
Toastmaster Vamshi giving L1P3 talk today, and he's from Telangana, graduate from IIT Dhanbad, and he's a physics teacher by profession. I welcome Vamshi to the stage. Vamshi is giving a talk. The topic is divine mentorship. Toastmaster Vamshi, divine mentorship. Toastmaster Vamshi.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So today I'm going to talk about my experience as a protege, and also my experience as a mentor, and also a little bit of difference between mentorship and coaching. So there was a time in my life where I was going into depression. My life was totally miserable. During that time, I happened to meet an amazing person. Sometimes I sometimes think that this person has been sent by God to take me out of misery. This might be reminiscent of the movie Oh My God, where Akshay Kumar in form of God comes to take Paresh Rawal out of his misery. So her style of mentoring, it was different. It was not normal. She did not impose whatever her thoughts on me. Rather she asked probing questions which made me think. For example, imagine one of your loved ones crying. What would be our first response? Don't cry. But she never used the word don't. Instead, she let me cry and made me realize that crying is normal. During my sadness, she never said don't be sad. Instead, she asked probing questions and getting to the root cause of my sorrow, so that I know what is the cause. Even regarding my future also, she used to ask questions. She never imposed her ideas on me. Questions like, what do you like to do next? Why do you want to do that next?
and whatever decision I make, she always supported it. Even for today's meeting, I was not prepared till yesterday night. Yesterday night, I saw the message from our Toastmaster of the day. I completely forgot that I have to give the speech. Yesterday night, I saw the message and I got completely panicked. Then I texted my mentor. As always, I confided in her, saying that I'm panicking tomorrow, I have a speech, so what to do? She said one word, I'm sure you'll figure it out. And yes, I did figure it out, at least to some extent. And these are the moments which make me think that she is something divine. This response of her is in complete contrast with what would my ex would have said. Suppose if I went to my ex with this problem, like maybe tomorrow I have a Toastmasters meeting, so I don't know what to do. I didn't prepare my script. Her response would be, "You are waste. You can't complete any work on time. Better call them and drop out of your speech so that you'll save some embarrassment." So such a toxic lady. I'm sure, like, I wish she was watching this. Now moving on to my experience as a mentor. When I joined Coimbatore Toastmasters Club, I was a member of Coimbatore Toastmasters Club before. I was new in the immediate next term. I was made VP, even though I gave only three speeches. I was Vice President Education, and during my term, there was a huge inflow of members, and it was my duty to assign mentor to each member. I was assigning mentors to each member. I was selecting the senior Toastmasters, and every senior Toastmaster had at least 5 mentors. But still there were 3 more new members who did not have a mentor. So I thought I would step in, even though I did not have any experience. I was new. I thought I would step in and be a mentor for those 3 new members. My mentorship was like you'd say, like nagging wife. I constantly texted them asking about when are you going to give your icebreaker speeches. When I did not get any proper response, I used to impose, this is your date, you have to give your icebreaker on this date. And it was like, this is not what mentors should do, but that's what I did. So I used to force my ideas on them. Even though I managed all 3 of them to give icebreaker on the same day, I did not play a role of mentor there. It was more kind of a coach. Now the coach will always force his or her ideas on the people, and also they have a short-term goal. Mentors, in contrast, they have long-term goals. They don't force your ideas. They just guide you, and get answers from you. So I hope I made it clear what is coaching and mentoring. So in conclusion, I would like to say that the mentor or a coach will yeah. So the role of mentor is to guide you towards your future, and I also want to be in the same way to whoever I mentor. And after all, mentorship is not about giving people answers. It is about empowering people to find their own way. Thank you. Over to Toastmasters today.
Thank you, Amshi. As he mentioned about mentorship, I remember when after graduation I was working in a small firm in Kochi, and I used to give part-time tuitions. So I'll go home and teach students. you know. So one of the girl student, she's having habit or before one day of max exam she will fall ill, and she go for exam and she get very not good score. So how to make her uh, get better score? So I used to say her, one day everybody will die. You have two options. One, happily die or sadly die. You choose whatever you want. Max exam is something like that. You, whatever you know, go happily and write. But after that she got good score. Even she's cleared CAT exams and all. CAT means CET exams. Now I used to tell myself, today morning also I told, anyway I have to present this. You have two options. One, happily go and present it. Otherwise, sadly take tension and lose it. So I told today morning, and I am here today. Okay, today is our third speaker, Anil, and Tejas is the evaluator for his speech. Tejas is associate with Toastmaster since 2020, and she served many roles in clubs. And she believes in coexisting with all creatures in earth and building a mindful life. I welcome Tejas to give the purpose of third speaker, Anil. Welcome, Tejas.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Hello, everyone. Yeah, everybody is awake. So, speaker 3 today, Anil, he is attempting his project level 1, project 3, and the purpose of this speech is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. Here, what we do is when the speaker is speaking, we usually check on the tonal variety, the vocal variety, and the pace, and the volume, and the body language, which a speaker is aware of and sometimes not aware of also while speaking. So, based on that, we give the evaluation for the same. So once the speaker is done and when G calls upon, I'll be coming to the stage again and giving the evaluation. All the best to Anil for his speech. Okay, back to you.
Thank you, Tejas. I welcome our third speaker, Anil. Please. Welcome, Anil. Anil is from Andhra Pradesh, IT professional with a LTI Mindtree. He like listening music, playing cricket, swimming and snookers in his free time. Toastmaster Anil, your topic is "It is there in you." Toastmaster Anil.
Thank you. You and me are not just humans. My dear fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, recently when I was praying in my puja room, my kid asked a simple question, "Dad, why you always bow before God?" I usually ignore his questions, his silly questions, but that question triggered a serious thought in me, a very serious thought. It reminded me of a childhood story, the story which I had heard hundreds of times from my grandparents in my childhood. The story which was told in many of the movies. I hope many of you might be well familiar with that story. Let me go into that story. Thousands of years ago, there was a king. He had 3 wives. The eldest son from his first wife is the hero of the story. He grew up and he was about to occupy the throne. Suddenly, king's third wife plays some politics, and he made his son as the next king. And the first son, who is the hero of this story, had to walk away from the kingdom for 14 years. He didn't utter a word. There is no resentment. He simply smiled and walks away from the kingdom along with his wife and another brother. My dear friends, living in forest is not a fancy thing. It's not a trek like what we think. So there are a lot of challenges. He had to struggle for their living. One day, his wife had been kidnapped by a very powerful villain. He's so powerful than the hero, I can say. The hero now had to search every nook and corner of the country to find his wife. Finally, he come to know whereabouts of his wife. By then, he had formed a very small army. The army, when compared to the villain's army, is very weak. So he had to fight with the villain to release his wife. Finally, he fought the battle, fearful battle with the villain, and he won that. After completion, by the time he won the battle, he had completed 14 years away from his kingdom. He was away already. So he walked into his kingdom. He occupies the throne. He starts ruling his kingdom. He's a very successful king. He keeps always his people on top priority. Family next, people first. So that's his philosophy. And after some period of years, again some drama happens. He had to send her wife again back to the forest. He asked his younger brother to leave his wife in the forest. By that time she was pregnant. She gives birth to two babies, two boys in the forest itself, and they grow up in one of the ashram forests. In one of the incident, this hero of my story, had to fight against his own sons unknowingly. He was about to kill them, but somehow someone stops and he didn't kill them, luckily, and he brings them back to his kingdom. And he starts ruling. He ruled for a very long period of time, very successfully. He got that good fame. After his period, his sons take over the kingdom, and they also very successfully rules the kingdom. So this is the story. This is the simple story. So do you think the life of this man is so simple like the story? I just gave the glance of his story in few minutes, but if you observe his life very closely, there is no resentment when he was asked to go away from the kingdom. There is no disrespect towards his stepmother. There is no anger. Even while fighting the fearful battle, he just did that. There is no frustration. He had a very weak army when compared to his opponent, right? There is no frustration. So these kind of qualities, my dear friends, can a normal human being can display? I'm asking you. They can display maybe at one point of time, but it is not possible to be at your very best at every moment, right? I say he might be a superhuman. Only superhuman can display these kind of qualities in every moment of their life, despite the circumstances. One of my friends. So now let's talk about humans. We spoke about superhuman till now. Now let's talk about human. So one of my friends, school friend, he posted a message recently in my WhatsApp group, school friends WhatsApp group. He was in a deep struggle, financial struggle. He was cheated by an online app. In fact, he was in danger. So he wrote the story, and he just, in the end, he noted, if you are unable to help me, suicide is the last option for me. Just imagine how our situation would be. So, being a human, he is also human. I couldn't do anything. I just called him. I just inquired about this situation. and I was just thinking what to do. Meanwhile, in the meantime, my friend Rajesh, he did all the background work, he did what I did, he also inquired about the situation, but he came up with a formula, a simple maths. He drafted a beautiful message in the group. We read that message, everyone responded positively, and we could bring my friend successfully from that danger. So that's the superhuman quality. I never saw my friend display that quality, but that particular incident triggered him to bring the superhuman in him. So my dear friends, my point here is, I have a superhuman in me. You also have a superhuman in you. We all have it, but we don't display that qualities each and every moment of our life. So situations and circumstances will drag us away from ourselves, away from our best. Just invoke the superhuman in you. You will be at your best, and people will bow to you no matter what. Over to you.
Thank you, Anil. It's a wonderful speech. Onam is a celebration, but a lot of surprises we get in that particular day. Something, your distant relative or friends bring new dress for you, maybe one way. I remember when we celebrated first Onam in Bangalore, in our training institute, we made a beautiful, flower mat or pookalam in front of our office, and we spent it. We means so it's in entire India. I could say, because all over the world, all over India, our teammates together, we made such a beautiful pookalam. We spent all night and we went for sleep around 4 o'clock. Next morning, on day, our general manager, as usual, he just walked above that flower mat or the pookalam, just like that. Because he didn't see. Then he realized this, this effort and all. Then he come to us and apologized, saying that I didn't see this. Because he walked normally, that's all. The very interesting thing is, pookalam is such a big one, and it is entire walk. You can see its, feet, and mid one also collapsed. So how you have to repair it? Because you put lot of effort, right? So actually we put our feet exactly his where he marked, and we went like this, and we repaired from mid, and we come back. So, like these surprises, we have one session today, table topic discussions. So here, you will be, our table topic master will be called you here in the stage, and will give the topic. So today we have our table topic master is Toastmaster Akshay. He is an aerospace engineer, expert in air navigation, and he is here with the Toastmaster for improve his public speaking skills and networking. Love to try new hobbies. We all have hobbies, but he's doing hobbies, we are learning new things. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, TMOD, for the introduction. Come on, guys. The first session ended with a great speech. Actually, it was a marvelous speech by Anil. And TMOD, I just loved the melody which you sang in the beginning of the session. It was really great. It was impeccable, actually. No retakes, nothing. It was really great. So, guys, moving on to the next energy level. I call this session a dopamine session, positive dopamine session. Why? In Toastmaster terminology, it is called a table topic session, as our TMOD already said here. But when we come here and we are given an impromptu topic, we have to think on our feet, and we have to speak on that topic for at least 1 minute and maximum of 2.5 minutes, as already stated by the timer. Right? So right now on my radar, because of the time,
On my radar, there are only guests. Okay, so guests be ready to come on the stage. I'll do some akkad bakkad and I'll just choose out one name, okay? So, the result of my first akkad bakkad is guest Devika. Please. So, guest Devika, can you choose one number out of from 1 to 10 from there? Any number?
Maybe 2.
That will 2. Okay. So your topic is you have no choice but to change your name. What it would be and why?
Okay. What my name would be?
Yes.
How much time would I take?
5 seconds.
What would my name be? Okay.
Alright. Hi everyone, I'm Devika and this was completely unexpected. So I didn't know that I would have to come and talk today, but yeah, here I am. Well, firstly, I wouldn't like to change my name at all. I love my name and so I spell my name with a C. Devika, it has a Devica. It has a C in it and I love it. I won't change it. But if I have to, I would definitely go with my mother's name, which is Anagha, and I would like to change my name to my to Anagha if I would have to. Talking about it a bit more, I didn't change my name after getting married. So yes, not even my surname. So yes. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, Devika. I love the confidence actually. I'll not change my name, I'll just change the C. That is great. So, next on my radar is guest Harshit. Please. Choose any number except 2.
9.
Okay. So your topic is, it's a little, okay.
So we can choose another number.
Lunch with Virat Kohli or Anushka Sharma. Why or why not?
Good morning everyone. My name is Arshid. So coming to about this a little bit about myself. So by profession I am a CA and CF and working with the SCP. Okay, so today topic is lunch with Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma. So I will definitely want to go. I will definitely want to have a lunch with Virat Kohli. So reason for having lunch with Virat Kohli is that I just want to understand. So I think everyone have watched the Virat Kohli playing cricket, right? So like it. So I just want to understand like what is the motive behind, because what happened, we know this like Virat Kohli is the that much player who is putting lot much effort toward cricket. So I just want to understand like what is the driving factor, like because he is putting so much effort. So it is not possible for any person just to put so much effort behind a single thing. We normally like so many cricketers like bowlers, batsmen, like so if we just talk about like Indian team, like we are having so many players, like but we are having only one Virat Kohli. So I just want to understand the psyche, like what is the driving force behind it. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Arshit. You can always tell me at the end if you want to have lunch with Anushka, maybe. Okay, so next, guest Ananya. You can choose any number except 2 and 9.
1.
Okay, 1. The topic is, if you could talk in your sleep, what would you say?
Okay, very interesting. Okay, so I'll start. If I could talk in my sleep, what would I say? I don't usually say anything while I sleep. I say
I tell poetries. So I usually dream about my poetries. I write poetries. So I get those dreams, like I get those sceneries, and then I try to describe them while I wake up. So if I had to talk in my sleep, I would talk about my poetries. And I would like to talk about my poetries because I want to create more of them. And it is my worst nightmare that if I don't create poetries, right? And because that is the end of my creativity, right? So if I could talk in my sleep, then I would like to talk about my poetries, or just recite my poetries and remember them also, so that I don't forget and just write them down while I wake up. So that's all. Thank you.
Stay for a moment. I have a special request actually. Can you narrate few lines from your poetry, if possible?
Okay. So I write both in English and Hindi. So what should I choose? English? Both. Okay, so first I'll say Hindi one, and then I'll jump to English, if that's okay with you guys. So this one poetry is about, so I don't differentiate between languages, right? So in India, I feel that we have this bias towards English, right? When people speak English, we consider them as intellectual, or that person speaking really nice English, so that person must be very intelligent. So we have this bias, right? But what I feel is that, you should prefer your regional languages more, or, the languages of a country. So I wrote this poetry keeping in mind Hindi, because that is my mother tongue. So I don't know how many of you would understand this, but I would just recite. तो बंदूक ताने खड़े हैं सर पर, हिंदी के आज भी अंग्रेज़ी, अंग्रेज़ी का वही ताना बाना, वही ज़ोर शोर, वही सहमी हुई सी हिंदी, ढूंढ रही है इधर उधर कोई तो अपना आए और बचाए, मगर आँख मूंद के खड़े हुए हैं यहाँ तो अपने ही बने परदेसी, अंग्रेज़ी की वाहवाही तो वही हिंदी से छुआछूती व्यवहार, पूछा उसने हिम्मत कर कर आखिर इस भेदभाव का क्या है सार, आखिर में जीत ही गए ना अंग्रेज़ियत फैलाने में, हमने तो खो दिया अपने जहन को, तो क्या हुआ आज़ादी पाने में, लिपटे हुए हो आज भी तुम उन उपनिवेशी बेड़ियों में, ऊंचा उड़ाने के ख्वाब दिखाकर जो जड़ों से उखाड़ती चली जा रही है तुझे. That's a long question.
That was indeed a great one, and you can contribute in our magazine as well, definitely. For sure. So next, I would like to call guest Pradeep. He's outside, okay. So next is guest Monica. Please. Choose any number.
7.
Okay, 7. The topic is any superpower you wish you had, and why?
Okay. Any superpower that I wish I would have would be, okay, I need to think about it. I think I tend to connect, I try to anticipate what's happening or connect dots. So I would want to cancel that. Or maybe to just, I can't think of anything as such as of now, but a superpower probably would be, I think it's just to be able to do whatever it is that I want to do without having to think about what's going on and just go for it. I'm sorry, I can't think of anything as of now, but yeah.
Thank you, Monica. So next on my list is guest Harish, if he is here right now. Please choose. Okay, 6. You have already decided. Great. Okay. So deep sea diving or skydiving? What's your type?
I don't know both of them, and I don't want to do any of them because I don't know swimming, and I don't have any flying sickness. But maybe I will go with skydiving because a lot of our cricketers or film actors are saying these days that I did skydiving or something like that. So I would like to go with that, considering that it's been little fashion these days. People are doing a lot of about it, but also there are risk factors to it. Recently, I read, I think, in Bangalore itself, one of the guy who was doing skydiving, he lost his life or he got badly injured. There are risks to it, but still, if I have to choose between these two, I will obviously take skydiving. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to call someone from our Toastmaster family, our members. I looked everywhere actually, and Praseem, in my lucky draw, your name came actually. Please, can you come? You can choose one of the numbers.
Okay, 5 is left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This is a spicy one. Big Boss or KBC? Where you will survive more?
Well, I have not been to any of these, but mostly I watch KBC, so I think KBC is the one which is more related to my interest. And also meeting Amitabh Bachchan is a mind-blowing experience in itself. Learning how humbly he treats everyone and calls you to the hot seat and then asks you the questions. So, and it's already, I'm actually missing its 10th or which season it is running on currently, but it has a legacy of its own. Once you go there, whole country is watching you. They come to know about you and you learn so much varied experiences of people which come from different backgrounds and how they have come up and risen to that hot seat or in front of Amitabh Bachchan. So I would definitely choose KBC. Thank you.
Thank you so much, team. So our guest is finally back, and I would like to call guest Pradeep to come up here and enjoy one dopamine shot. Come, please. I'll give you a topic.
Thank you.
Your topic is weird conspiracy theory you believe in and why.
Hi, good afternoon all. So, yes, I am Pradeep. Yes, regarding the conspiracy theory, I would go with, I would say, wormhole. So, if you know about the physics, it's a kind of thing. It's like wormhole, which we call like in an open space. So how we define a space? It's like open space. If you consider it in a 2D, like a single plane. So it's a kind of thing. If we fold a paper, so how the two ends come together. It's like we can go on the one place to other place. Just like we are in India and the US on the other end. So it's just like if you know Doraemon in a kind of way, there will be anywhere door. He just pull the door, he'll go to another place where he wishes. The wormhole is a kind of thing in the physics where the universe is just in a kind of way. They have made in a 2D plane, they just fold it. So there will be a space. So we can go from one to another. So film called Interstellar, which has recently, like it's been 2 or 3 years, they have shown that particular, look, the kind of person, they want to explore the space. So he just went through that wormhole, so he reaches to another kind of world or space. Yes, that's what I am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pradeep, and thank you, Madhair, for showcasing it in the practical manner as well. Okay, in the interest of time, that will be a wrap for table topic session. I will hand over the session to TMOD for the day, Toastmaster Sukesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshay. See, it is table topic speech always, I'll as an audience, I'll be sitting there and he will tell a topic. Oh, missed it. I would have gone there. See, it's like that always. Thank you, Akshay, for taking it. I would like to talk about snake boat race. We call it as a Chundan Vellam. It's a huge boat and around or more than 100 rowers. And it is very important that everybody act or row, same time. Then you will be able to reach the destination or race the boat race, win the boat race. So how you will make everybody to act same time, otherwise it's a kind of a turbulence. Maybe aerospace engineers will be knowing that it's a turbulence, right? One person is doing down, another is doing up, you will not be able to reach. So how they will make this one happens is they will sing songs along with the race. And we will try one song here. Yes? Yes. Good. Kuttanadan punjeyile teidei taga teidei tom. Can you try? Actually, in that boat, 100 rowers and there are singers in the middle of the boat. They will have big stick and they literally hit the boat like this and give that rhythm. Then they will continue. Kochu penne kuilale tittitei dei tom. Kottu venam kujal venam kurava venam. O tittara tittitei tittei dagadei dei tom. Come on, guys. No. One more time. One more time. Kuttanadan punjeyile teidei dagadei dei tom. It's actually all teidei dagadei dei tom. It will going forward like this, okay? Kochu penne kuilale tittitei dei tom. Kottu venam kujal venam kurava venam. O tittara tittitei tittei dagadei dei tom. It is just starting this speed. It will increase like tittitara tittitei tittei dagadei. It will go this way. But same, the rowers, they will be doing like this. Then you will be reaching first. Okay. So, one very interesting thing about Malayalis talk, you make whatever beautiful house or wear very good dress and ask them how I look like or how is my house. What they tell, it's okay. If they tell it's okay, that means it's great. Okay. We never say, oh, it's very good, it's great. It's okay. Today, our speakers done wonderful talk, but our evaluators is not like that. They'll give genuine feedback. I call today's general evaluator, TTM Mazahir, to give the feedback of our sessions. Sorry.
Okay, from here on, the energy only goes up. All with me? Yes. I'm super inspired by the TMOD's singing ability, so I'm going to do better. Is that all right? Let's welcome with a huge round of applause our speech evaluator number 1 for speaker 1, distinguished Toastmaster Nibby Jacob.
A very good afternoon once again. Energy, guys. Okay. If you guys go low on energy, I or the other evaluators are not going to be able to do a good job. All right? Okay. Our first speaker, Nidhi, today, first of all, kudos and congratulations on taking your first step into public speaking. It takes a lot of preparation to come and deliver the icebreaker here. Even though it's introducing ourselves, it's one of the most difficult tasks to do, right? When we go for an interview, they ask, tell me something about yourself, and you're just lost, right? So this is your first step, and this is an example of preparing yourself for such questions. So for the benefit of guests, the way I will be performing the evaluation of the speaker is by what we call a sandwich method, which is I'll talk about all of the positives and everything that I loved about Nidhi's speech. Second, the areas of improvement and what can the speaker take away as a challenge the next time they come back to speak. In terms of what I absolutely loved, you met the objectives of the speech, which was to introduce yourself, understand the basic structure of the speech, which is opening, body, conclusion. I love that you had a very strong opening. You started with a quote, right? And that itself grasped the attention of everybody. Sat up the minute you started speaking the quote. You had a body which was good. You spoke about your family, you spoke about your journey. For me, I felt like I was sitting in a Karan Johar movie, the way you described and the way you spoke about your own story. And it takes a lot of guts to speak about your struggles more than everything that we've achieved. So through your struggle, you spoke to us about your resilience, about what you've achieved in life. I love that you were confident, you maintained eye contact, you actually panned across the room and looked at everybody. You used the word of the day in your very first speech, which is usually difficult even for the most seasoned speakers. You were loud and clear, very calm and composed, and it shows that you were very well prepared, right? In terms of areas of improvement, I noticed that after every sentence or maybe a paragraph, you would come back and clasp your hands, and that to the audience projects nervousness. You may not be, but there is a subconscious way our hands move. So maybe focus a little bit on that. In terms of challenge for yourself, I felt the conclusion was a little abrupt. So it went on a high like that and it just dropped. So maybe if there can be a takeaway message, or if you could have talked about what inspired you to come and join Toastmasters, or why are you here, maybe that would have been a better ending. Overall, I think you did a fantastic job, especially in terms of preparation. You did not need notes and you did not forget any part of the speech. So keep up the confidence and make sure that you come back and keep delivering speeches. I would love to hear more of your inspiring stories. So all the best and keep your journey alive. Back to you, DTM.
Thank you so much. Timer, what was the time taken by the first speaker?
It was 4 minutes.
4 minutes? 45 seconds. All right. So the speaker is qualified. What was the time taken by the evaluator?
It's 3 minutes 21 seconds. 3 minutes 21 seconds.
3 minutes 21 seconds. All right. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you a hand sign. You all will clap when the hand moves down. All good? All good? All right. Awake from your phones? Superb. That's it. That's it. No, don't do it twice. All right. That's it. Watch orchestra more often. With that energy, let's welcome our speech evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Kevin. Request you to please provide your speech evaluation for our speaker number 2, Toastmaster Vamshi. Can we have a round of applause, please?
So Toastmaster Vamshi, you are given your L2 P3 speech, and I like the topic, which was divine mentorship. That was your topic. Few aspects that I looked upon. That was the clarity of your speech. I felt there was a little bit of clarity. I mean, just a little less compared to your usual speeches, because you as a person, I feel, since you are already a teacher, you have that capability of conveying your thought properly in a very clear manner. Today the thoughts were little less. That could be the reason why it didn't get conveyed. You clearly mentioned that you didn't prepare properly because you forgot about it, right? It happens. I mean, but otherwise, vocal variety is again something that you can work on. Eye contact was definitely there. You know how to maintain the eye contact. Gestures were also there. You used your hand gestures properly. Audience awareness. So even though you were a little unprepared, the audience was still getting the point. Like the kind of mentors you had in your life, especially your ex-wife. I mean, and say your ex, and the issues you had. So that was also a typical example of what should be portrayed in this level, right? So that was definitely what is required from this level was definitely taken care of. And you have a nice comfort level, like you are comfortable standing in front of an audience, so it's not a problem for you. Interest, people were interested to know more. It is just that you didn't have much to say. And the topic, like I said, it was good. Yep, so this is pretty much what I wanted to convey. Just make sure you're a little more prepared in the next speech and you will do great. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kevin. All ready? I just asked, all ready? Yes. All right, superb. Watch my hands carefully, no? This can be a lot better. I'll give you a chance. Let's welcome with that energy our speech evaluator number 3. I would like to also acknowledge the presence of Area G1 Director, Toastmaster Tejas. Over to you for your speech evaluation.
Thank you. Hello again.
Hello.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Anil, for your Level 1 Project 3 speech. So today, my speaker has used a storytelling technique. A story which most of the audience know and can relate to, and what they have been hearing from childhood. Identity of characters were hidden throughout the story, but I think most of the audience must be wondering on their own that I know the story, that what's going to happen next. And this is interesting, right, to keep the audience engaged, whether they know the part of the stories, and also that what is coming, what he's trying to tell, that those questions must be there in the audience, right? So that's great, Toastmaster Anil. Then hand gesture usage was very good, and the stage usage too. But it could have been more great if it will not be restricted to this particular area and focusing on this audience only. Because the audience is here as well, and same with the eye contact, I would say. It could have been really great if you could have focused on this part of audience too, because people sitting here as a whole is your audience. So when you are actually speaking, it should be both of them. Then when it comes to the body language usage, again, it is just not limited to the hand gestures when we talk. It comes with the usage of facial expressions too, the movement of the body as whole, and much more. Since you have been using the storytelling technique, if it could have been shown in the emotions as well, what you have been telling, it could have been the treat to audience. The volume and tone was good, and words were clearly audible, though the variety of tone and volume was missing as per the story, I would say. So it could have been better. Relation of two stories you have made in the speech to make audience understand that the resilience is in you to go through every situation in the life is great. That's a really great message, especially nowadays when we talk about the mental health and everything. But I would say that there is a lot of imagination you have left in the audience. Like you say, someone that I live in Sobha dreams, but you are not telling your flat number, you're not telling the block number, and it keeps me somewhere revolving. So I feel that the message was a bit unclear. So the intensity of your intention and the way you ended up your story with the message was not in the same frequency. It could have been more more great and could have been ended with a lot of bang. So that's what is from my side. Overall, kudos to your confidence and energy, usage of storytelling technique, usage of stage and hand gestures. And what could have been better was usage of overall body language such as facial expression, tonal and vocal variety, giving the attention to overall audience and clarity of message. So thank you very much for reminding us again that it's all on, it's all within us. Thank you.
You guys all wondered why did I go to Tejas? She took this mic in case people can't see. In case you're watching me, Tejas is saying something. She's saying, I love your jokes. She didn't say that. All right, so we're going to now move on with our tag plus L, listener. All game for that? Yes? Let's keep the energy high. I'm not going to ask you to clap anymore. We'll do something better. Wait for it. Let's listen to our tag team report. They are all ready. I would like to now welcome the very first person is grammarian Toastmaster Revati. Let's give a huge round of applause to her and welcome her for her report.
Whenever Piyush asks me to take this role, I always say I don't want to take. Mainly because I feel if I'm taking role of grammarian or a timer, I will not be able to listen to the speakers well. And I find it very hard. I felt it will be very hard, and it is hard also. So, Toastmaster Nidhi has used interesting words like glimpse, tantrums, and she has used convival. Thanks for that. Resilience, powerful word. Embarked. Toastmaster Vamshi, reminiscent, empowering. Toastmaster Anil, again some powerful words like resentment, fearful. And there were few incorrect usages, like while explaining past happening, I will go home. I used to go home instead. We come back. We came back. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Remember I told you there's going to be a trick that I'm going to introduce. So your energy will be a clear reflection of the tag member report. So tag member, please note the way you deliver your speech, the same amount of clap you're going to get. All with me? I think for a benefit of doubt, let's give a better round of applause to our grammarian, Revati. Let me now call upon Toastmaster Jayesh to please provide his report. Over to you, Jayesh. Can we clap, please?
So I'll be providing my timer report. So basically I'll start with the prepared speeches. So first Nidhi delivering her icebreaker speech, kudos for that. Each of the prepared speakers completed their speech on time. So Nidhi took 4 minutes 45 seconds, Vamshi took 6, Monica took 47 seconds, and Harish took 46 seconds, and finally Prasin took 1 minute 2 seconds. So that's my timer report for today. Thank you. Back to it.
Thank you so much. Now let's welcome our third role player for today's meeting, our counter, Toastmaster Dev. Over to you. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause, guys.
Okay, so I'll start with naming everyone and then post that telling how many times they have used the R counters. Timot Sukesh has used 11 filler words. Toastmaster Jayesh has used 10 filler words. Toastmaster Mani has used
did not use a single filler word. That is a very nice thing. Now speaker Anil hasn't used a single filler word. Kudos to that. Thank you. That will be all from me.
Thank you so much, Dave. Don't leave us in a place we want to hear you more and you say thank you, that was all. Alright, now are we all geared up for listener of today's meeting? Yes. Are we ready to showcase our listener? We heard everybody?
Yes.
Yes is what I'm expecting. Yes?
Yes.
A better yes. Yes?
Yes.
Super. Let's welcome Toastmaster Mani on the stage, please. Can we give a huge round of applause?
Insightful speeches we had today, teaching his son what is human and superhuman support. So it shows the conviviality you guys have to him, to the speeches. You guys were closely listening and kept yourself engrossed among the entire speech. It was good to see. And to be honest, I improved my listening skill now. Being a listener is very. I start asking a few questions that I noticed. It was a bit tricky that most of the speeches were not having any stories, trekking story kind of thing. I was unable to track any metrics here, but I did my best thing. I think I'll just start asking those things and will acknowledge the person who answers correctly with the monster report. Sorry, I didn't find any letters on this. I came very bad means the place is enough, not the university. The place. Pune, you are your name? Mahesh. It was Pune. And which club was Vamshi previously a member of? Think more nicely.
Friends, cheating
LC will scold me in the auto Whom did Vamshi imitate in the middle of his speech? X. Because someone reminded about that saying X, Y, and Z. How many years the king's first son went out of kingdom? 14 years. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for such a genuine report. I kept answering. Hold on, please. Pause this. I can go on without this. Very good. So thank you so much for such a not so genuine report or asking questions. All mixed up only, giving chocolates to a friend, Toastmaster of the Day wife only getting the award and all that, and then person sitting next to the speaker only getting the award. What is this? Okay, anyway, we can do better. So I think today's meeting, as a general evaluator, let me evaluate in very few simple terms. Each role player who came today over here, whether starting from Sergeant Ram to the presiding officer, to Toastmaster of the Day, and all the other role players who came. I think they kind of low on energy when we started, but then we picked it up. We went on with each speech, each evaluation, table topics. The laugh that we generated through that and through our report is tremendous. It takes a lot for us to put a smile on your face. At the same time, it takes a lot for you to laugh at our joke. I think Toastmaster is one such platform where we all come to learn. There is one quote that I read while I was just reading my report and showing you the wormhole effect. It says, don't aim to be the best. Aim to keep better. I think as a Toastmaster over here at this platform, we all come here to do better. I definitely do have some feedback for each and every role player, which I will provide it offline. There's only one request that I have for our speech evaluators, especially with your providing that, understand that your audience may be new. If you can explain this a slightly better so every person understands what is an objective. Example, if Mazahir is supposed to come and provide a general evaluation of the entire meeting, is that clear to each person over here? Otherwise, what am I doing over here? They won't know. Everybody wants to listen to the critical analysis. We all are fans of those who can critically analyze anything, right? We would request you to kindly provide those objectives in a manner that is not only your speaker who understands what you're going to do, but the entire audience understand that as well, right? This meeting is filled with the energy of festival. This meeting is filled with josh. This meeting is filled with enthusiasm. This meeting is filled with people who want to do better. I'm looking at each one of your eyes and I can see that zeal to do better. On that note, I will be sending you the voting link. And the good news, for the benefit of those who don't have the link, I will be passing on the QR code. Please open your WhatsApp. If you're not part of a guest group or if you're not part of a members group, the QR will be provided to you. Otherwise, I request our executive committee member, anybody to please go ahead and post the voting link to our members group as well as our guest group. I'll give you some time to vote about each person over here, as in the person who came to deliver their roles or speeches. I am sending this right now. Or can anybody give me a thumbs up when it's being shared? Please vote for the best speech evaluator, they all are qualified. Please vote for the best speaker, as they've all been qualified. I'll give you a few more seconds. I love doing this. This is where I test my own voice modulation abilities too. Once again, this is meeting number 35. While you guys are all voting for it, there will be another feedback form that will be passed about speaker. You heard all three speakers. If you wish to provide them feedback about where they did good and where they can improve, please provide that feedback also. That feedback will be collected. There was an attendance form QR code which was circulated earlier. In case, I'll provide this to you in both sides, and please fill this. Important aspect of this form is that this also talks about an opportunity that you can take to perform a role. If you like the way how our timer presented their report today, if you love the way how a speaker delivered a speech, if you wish to take up a role of, let's say, a general evaluator, the way I'm performing, this is your go-to. So I'll be now passing this on. In case you haven't filled this, please do so. Somebody was too clever, they already scanned it when I was holding like this. I'm going to look on my left for the voting form. May I have a thumbs up if all of you have done the voting on my left? On my left, everybody? There are people like only doing it. Okay. Voting all on my left, all done? Sir, is there a yes, no, yes? Super, okay. On my right, voting, all done? Now we're going to do this for the last time in today's meeting. And I would request all of you to bring that energy up one more time and look at me. We're going to do the clap part again. And with that energy and round of applause, we will be inviting our presiding officer. So, are you ready? Yes. All ready?
Once again. How many of you noticed that there's snacks kept at the table? You know what it is? Something related to something related to Kevin. Do you know what it is?
Yeah. Banana chips and sharkra.
Sharkra. How many of you can say it? Like Sharkra. Sharkra. What? Chakravati. Chakravati. So I think there are some things that are specifically unique to Malayalis, that we have the superpower of speaking this very convoluted words like param, sharkaravarati and dititara like really fast, right? So I will not hold you guys back from the snacks. I know all of you are eagerly waiting. While I wait for the results from the voting, there are a few updates and announcements for all members and guests. First, membership is open to our club. Please contact our Vice President Membership Toastmaster Raj, who is a gentleman standing behind the white shirt. Second, we have opened up all roles for associates in the executive committee. So for the benefit of guests, we have an ExCom comprising of Vice President Education, Membership, PR, Secretary, Treasurer, etc. So feel free to contact any member of the executive committee in case you would like to be a part of the ExCom and understand how things work and function. Next weekend we have a special meeting, which is we have Toastmaster Aparna Raja, who is the District 92 Table Topics Champion, who will conduct a workshop on how to deliver table topics. So the meeting time remains the same, location remains the same. I hope to see all of you and your plus ones of friends here at the meeting. The judges training program will be conducted on 9th September. So those of you who are wondering and who are new to Toastmasters, every year we have speech contests, and the judges who decide who is a better speaker will be from the Toastmasters fraternity itself. So the district actually conducts a judges training program every year. So you can register for it. The link will be shared by the VP Ed team or one of the ExCom members on the WhatsApp group. It will be conducted hybrid this year, so you have an option of attending online or offline. And last but not the least, our club will have the table topics and speech evaluation contest towards the 2nd or 3rd week of October. So this will be on a weekend itself. Block your calendars. I think we will have better clarity on the exact date in the next few weeks. Right? I am waiting for any questions about any of the announcements that I just made.
This workshop you told it is on coming weekend. It's coming
The workshop for table topics the coming weekend.
36 meeting. 36 meeting.
36 meeting. So for all the benefit of guests, I announced district about 2-3 times, and basically it's the hierarchy in which Toastmasters go. So we have a club. 4 or 5 clubs come together to form an area, and then 4 or 5 areas come together to form the division, and then about 6 divisions come together to form the district. So essentially there are more than contestants in the speech contest. In the final at the district level, people have contested from more than 170 clubs. So it's a huge thing for Toastmasters, and every year we have a lot of participants who go. So start preparing for it, reach out to your mentors right away if you are interested. There is no criteria specifically for table topics and evaluation contests, so everybody can participate. So get started, get prepared for it. Alright, we have 2 special events that's coming up, initiatives from the club. We will be setting up a stall for Onam at SDA, which Toastmaster Kevin announced about. So we need volunteers. Those of you who are interested, please reach out to PTM Mazahir, and he will brief in terms of what are we expected to do as volunteers. We will also have a stall at SDA for Ganesha. That will be on the 18th of September. So anyone who is interested to volunteer for both or either one of the events, please reach out to PTM Mazahir. Alright, our voting has concluded and I have the results here with me. For our best role player, any guesses?
Sukesh.
Okay, great. The Toastmaster Sukesh. As I call on the role winners, please make sure you come here and stay back on the speaking area. Best auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Aditya. Best speaker, Toastmaster Nidhi. Best table topic speaker, Toastmaster Pradeep. Keep on keep applause, guys. And best speech evaluator, yours truly. Stand together for a photo.
3, 2, done.
Thank you. Can you take your seats? And with that, with 2 minutes to go, I close meeting number 35. I request all guests and the ex-com members to come forward for a photograph. And all the members, please stay back. We will take a group photo.